Sometimes dead is better.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to Give Me Back My Horror Movies, the podcast. I am your host, Nate, and I'm going to just lay it out right now. We are all recording this very, very early on a Saturday morning after all having a late night and one of us feeling like complete garbage. So you're going to have to bear with us. Charlie is sick. Pete was
sick.
up until 2:30 in the morning last night. It's now 7 in the morning. I didn't get home from out of state until 2:30 last night. And then my dumbass set my alarm to 5:50. And I get up and going, oh no, I've made a terrible mistake. It's another hour till we record. So bear with us on this episode because we're surviving.
Slow motion podcast this morning.
That's right.
A man of my vintage should not be up till 2:30 in the morning.
No, what we need is a teleportation device that takes us to recording this at 3 p.m.
Oh, I like that idea, Nate. Nice segue.
So not only it teleports us, but it also time travels us. Okay.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what happens in the Unmade Fly 3.
Yeah.
This is closer to Doctor Who than it is The Fly, I think.
Oh, okay.
Well,
then, we're doing The Fly. Holy hell.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Guys, let me tell you, I was so excited that you picked this because you don't get to see Vincent Price in color very often. And when I put the Blu-ray in, I was like, oh, that's right. This movie is in color. How cool is it? And it was just wonderful to see Vincent Price and his wonderfully creepy voice on the television.
Pete,
I think Pete was.
I think you watched the wrong Fly.
Oh, shit. Let me go watch it real quick.
Yeah, go watch Jeff Goldblum. Any Jeff Goldblum movie. I don't
just
even
any
care.
of them. Go pick one real quick. Earth Girls Are Easy or something.
That has Geena Davis in it too.
Yeah. So then we'll come back and we'll talk about The Fly.
Okay.
And
I'll tell you what,
make your parts about The Fly as well.
That's as funny as I'm getting today.
We'll drop the trailer while you go refresh. So
okay.
Here we go.
I think you're making a mistake. I think you really want to talk to me.
Sorry, I have 3 other interviews to do before this party's over.
Yeah, but they're not working on something that'll change the world as we know it.
They say they are.
Yeah, but they're lying.
There is a limit, even to the imagination.
Human teleportation, molecular decimation, breakdown, and reformation is inherently purging.
Where our greatest creations meet our deepest fears.
Something went wrong, Seth. When you went through, something went wrong.
You are about to go beyond that limit.
Those weird hairs that were growing out of your back, I had them analyzed. But they were definitely not human.
If you saw how scared and angry and desperate he is.
I'm sure Typhoid Mary was a very nice person, too, when you saw her socially.
No.
You're afraid to be destroyed and recreated, aren't you?
You're changing, Seth. Everything about you is changing.
Oh, no. What's happening to me? Am I dying? I want to know what's going on.
What does the disease want?
It wants to turn me into something else. Oh, no. A fly got into the transmitter pod with me that first time when I was alone. Don't go back to it. It could be contagious.
I'm afraid.
Don't be afraid.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Help me. Please, help me.
I'm pretty sure that's the Unsolved Mysteries music behind that whole trailer. Waiting for Robert Stack to come out going, when a man decides he can become the greatest scientist in the world, and he tries to teleport people. Find out what happens. I don't know. That's the terrible Robert Stack right there, but I tried.
Now these two young people disappear in the middle of the night. This is their story.
It's a little
That was
better.
more like the Jonathan Frakes. Like, is this truth or reality?
Oh, God.
Ah, yeah, his voice is just hard to do.
It really is. I have sexy sick voice right now, and I still can't pull it off, man. You know. Anyway, no, I love this movie, man.
Oh,
It's been a while since I watched it.
same.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, and it's
a
banger.
crime, honestly, how long it's been since I've seen it.
True.
Agreed.
Especially after rewatching it and going, this is something to truly behold.
It's one of those special movies that blend horror and sci-fi together extremely well. There aren't many that do it.
Oh,
Usually it's like all sci-fi. It's usually sci-fi action or sci-fi comedy, but very rarely is it sci-fi horror. And this one definitely fits that bill.
and it fits in tragedy so well.
When I looked at the tagline, it said sci-fi, horror, drama. It is 100% all three of those things.
Yeah, like it's very rare we get a horror drama. I feel.
I just wish there was more machine guns. That's
Of course.
So then after we recruit the fly, the helicopter,
yeah.
it comes down. Damn
the
it,
go-
Brundle, we need
the-
you. And
all the government agents.
Because I guess at this point he can't talk, and then we get the commando lock and load, but it's
Heck
with the
yeah.
fly. It's
He
real
only-
slimy.
Charlie only got one gun in this whole film, so it's got to be edgelording him a little
And
bit.
it was just a shotgun. Like, come on.
Ah, don't do it was just a shotgun.
Did its job.
I've seen the Hallmark Channel with movies with just a shotgun. It doesn't count. It sucks.
Wow, comparing The Fly to a Hallmark movie. Wow.
That's what
Actually, I
happens.
want to see Hallmark do their version of The Fly. It's set on Christmas. He's late.
Oh,
to,
that's
Right.
awesome.
Christmas dinner.
His previous wife died in a car accident.
Yeah.
He meets a new girl, but he has guilt over his ex or his dead wife. And
He
he's
thinks
got
that
a
maybe
son.
the teleportation device can take him back in time to
Back in
save
time.
her.
Well, he's a single dad now because there's little maggot baby that was born. So,
Yes.
now he's
Yeah.
got to spend Christmas because, he's a single dad and he falls in love with this other woman and, the kid kind of rejects her. It's a whole thing. I'm writing it right now.
we do a Hallmark and or Lifetime holiday movie every year. We have a bingo card we whip out every once in a while. I think we might have to whip that out this year.
I think you should. I think it'd be
It's very
awesome.
funny. Kathleen Troy designed it, and it's
That's
very, very
awesome.
funny, and shockingly, it works really well. Like,
I,
totally get bingo easily.
I do not watch those kind of movies, but I do look forward to when you guys do the Hallmark. Those are some of my favorite episodes you do because of the pain it causes most everyone.
Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas might be the best and worst movie I have ever seen.
Yeah.
If you were to have a Cinnabite unlocked, and then he'd be like, "Oh, your greatest pain or pleasure," the pain would just be watching Lifetime movies over and over again.
I have such sights to show you. Here I've got a subscription to the Hallmark Channel.
No.
I didn't know Arnold Schwarzenegger was a Cenobite. That was
Oh, did I-
amazing.
I do Arnie there? Was not my. I did not mean to do that.
Get to the Lifetime channel. Come on, do it. Do it.
It's early. I can't do impressions.
Me neither. I couldn't do Robert Stack, but I'll bust out an Arnold.
No one could do Robert Stack.
No.
We gotta reanimate him.
That's right. All right, Nate.
That
Let's
was
do
last
the back
episode.
of the. That's right. Let's do the back of the VHS, Bubba. You ready?
All right.
Here's your music.
Color 1986. Jeff Goldblum and Geena Davis star in this frightening update of the horror classic in which a man is transformed into an insect. Seth Brundle is a brilliant scientist who develops a system to transport objects in a matter of seconds. An intellectual hermit His entire existence takes on a new meaning when he falls in love with an attractive journalist who inspires him to correct the system's last remaining flaw. Yet when he tries it on himself, Seth's genes and molecules are accidentally fused with those of a fly. At first, Seth is elated by the astonishing new physical abilities he's suddenly gifted with. But soon his excitement turns into a terrifying nightmare as his insect half begins to take over. Expertly paced by director David Cronenberg and sizzling with superb special effects, The Fly is both a love story and a suspenseful drama, masterfully combined as one immensely effective thriller. 96 minutes.
Nate, you don't have to read every word on the back of the VHS.
1986,
Copyright
20th Century
1998,
Fox
all rights
Corporation.
reserved.
All rights reserved. CBS Fox. Only factory sealed packaging contained this watermark on wrapper.
Wow. Awesome.
Oh boy,
Oh man.
this is a banger, fellas. This is a
God.
must watch.
This is like on a top 100 list. Like this is one of those everyone
I-
needs to watch this.
After
movie.
rewatching it, I probably could narrow it down to like my top 25, top 20.
Oh, I don't know where I would rank it. It just, you know how they have like those 100 movies to watch before you die.
yeah.
The Fly needs to be on there.
For
Period.
sure.
Even if you hate horror / gore movies, God, you still need to watch this.
I was far too young to be watching this when I had seen it. Far too young, let me tell you. But this was something as a kid I adored. And I'm saying as a kid, because I remember specifically at my Nana's place watching this movie a lot because of how gross it was. I was taught very young that all this stuff was fake. You know, like super fake, super unreal. So like that's how I kind of got away with watching a lot of this stuff, which is funny when there would be times that my parents would be like, oh, no, you can't watch that one, you know, because it's like the killer doll, sure, that's never going to happen. The man turning into a fly, that's never going to happen. But Scream was off the tables. I had to sneak watch that at a friend's house, you know? But I honestly can't even remember the last time this was. I remember Columbus Theater had done a double feature of this and The Thing. And I didn't get to make it. I think I was out of state when they were doing that, and I was really disappointed. And even then, I didn't like come home and watch it just as like, oh yeah, The Fly. Like it's just been so long. What about you guys? Like, what's your earliest memory of this?
You said your Nana's. First time I watched this was at my grandma's. I was downstairs. The basement was the playroom, and everybody else was upstairs. And this was happening playing on. I don't even remember the channel it was playing on, but if it was cut, it wasn't cut a lot because I remember the arm breaking scene. I remember the dissolving the dude.
I feel like this was shown on HBO. That was a big thing because my Nana had HBO. So like,
well, you had I know there was like the free weeks that you used to be able to like free weekends for sure, but sometimes you'd even get it for a full week. I just vividly remember that I was not at home. No one else was with me, but I'm watching The Fly, and I was pretty young to where I was a little bored with all the talking, but then something would happen, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't be watching this, so now I'm going to watch it. You know, that kind of, that mentality. And then I've seen it, I don't know, half a dozen times since then, definitely watched it all the way through in my older years. But I'd say it's probably been 10 years since I watched this movie, sat down and just went, I want to watch The Fly. I've watched The Fly 2 more recently than I've seen The Fly.
I attempted to get through The Fly too.
I'm going to watch it again though after watching this because I remember that it was not a good movie, but it was gorier.
It's very gory.
Yeah.
Fly 2
I'll tell you
gory.
right now, the first 45 minutes, as far as I've gotten into it, not much gore. A lot of fake science that's really boring.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to talk about The Fly 2.
What about you, Pete?
Tell us about The Fly.
Yeah, I came late to this one. I was already out of college.
And at your grandma's, right?
Right. No, so I lived in an apartment and there was a independent video store across the street. You know, one of them with the back room. Yeah.
Yep.
Behind the
Behind the
curtain.
curtain.
Sort of
That's
thing.
it.
And I
Nice.
was bartending, so I had my days off, and I would go over there in the afternoon, and I'd grab a couple of films. Or excuse me, I'd grab one film because I wasn't sure what the rest of the day was going to bring. And if I'd get through it, I'd walk back across the street. And if it was the same dude behind the counter, he'd just like, pick something else out, whatever. I'm not going to charge you an extra one.
Nice.
So I got a lot of movies watched, not just the ones from behind the curtain. And
To this day, that guy's like, I don't understand how our video store went out of business. Like-
so this is one that I picked up over there in my just feeding my daytime boredom, and it was one that I had been told that, man, if there is a good remake of a classic horror film, this is one of them. And easily there I can think of maybe 3 or 4. I mean, The Blob, The Thing, The Fly. There are a couple more that I'm not thinking of right now, but
but they're there.
but that equal or exceed the original for sure. It's this is a must watch.
Yeah, this is one of those, like, when you watch the original, it's super tame now. You know, as much as I love Vincent Price and he turns into a fly, you know, it was just kind of wild when you watch that one. And they took that storyline and went somewhere totally different, more dark or more grotesque. It's like The Blob. They went darker, they went more gore. They did, a lot of things that just elevate it.
I'm kind of surprised this didn't happen more in the 80s of like, let's just keep going back to the 50s and just like making everything more body horror.
It's one of those weird things, and we've talked about this quite a bit, was why were there some movies that when we watch them, they're like the goriest thing ever, then things that we expected to be gory weren't because of the MPAA.
That is a mystery that we will never have solved.
Never solved.
No,
Never.
I mean, it still boggles
The
my mind because
hypocrisy of that terrible
organization.
people.
organization, those damn acronym companies. I don't like you. But yeah, I mean, and look, this one isn't violence gory. This is body horror gory.
It's classic Cronenberg. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
and
follow
that's
that
the
man's
thing.
career,
Oh, yeah.
This
Videodrome,
is- You put the right man in charge for this
Yeah.
of having David Cronenberg. And I am 90% confident this was the very first David Cronenberg movie I'd ever saw.
it was for me for sure.
And like I will admit, there's still some that I have not seen. Like
He can be a hard
Videodrome.
pill to swallow.
He
if
gets
you're-
kind of artsy in
yeah,
some
yeah. That's
movies.
it's not just the gore. It is. You're right, Charlie. It is the art of
Yeah.
what he makes, and it's an acquired taste. I feel.
I know he just put out Crimes of the Future.
And
I
that's
had
very
one buddy at work.
divisive. Right
He did
now,
not enjoy it at all. He thought it was just a slow, dumb movie that did not deserve all the like it was getting. I still want to see it just to see it,
Right.
He was in
2022.
Jason X, I think.
Was he?
At the very beginning, he's
in it.
He's
As
in
a-
it
yeah.
as a bit. He's in a bit part. It's very funny.
God, can you imagine a Jason movie directed by David Cronenberg?
Oh wow!
So I'm going through his stuff because I want to try and remember. I own Shivers.
I haven't
but
seen that one.
I watched it a lot later than this one, but it looks like there are actually 2 movies I watched before The Fly, and I had watched Scanners
Oh yes.
and Videodrome. I had
Videodrome.
seen those 2 before I watched The Fly. And those were also kind of mind bendy, some pops of gore,
Mhm.
but very. Now it's like this way we describe movies as Cronenberg-esque. Even if he didn't do it, some people will try to copy him. So whenever you're trying to describe a Cronenberg movie, you're like, it's like a a Cronenberg movie. There's really no other way to describe it once you know this guy's movie making. The way he does it. He also did a History of Violence.
Yes, he did.
A deleted
And
scene too.
Eastern Promises.
Yeah,
Ooh.
those are some.
Those are movies that, it's very heavy on the story, but when they're violent, oh my God, are they violent?
Yeah.
And he's one of the only people to give us a Spawn that is also directing right out the gate twisted and messed up movies. Brandon Cronenberg.
Yes. Yeah, his kid.
Yeah.
That's a name you got. If your last name's Cronenberg, you're done. You either got to go hard or not get into directing. That's really all.
He's only done 2 movies, and I've only seen one of them. But Possessor, it's a messed up movie. Like it's one of those like you go, yep, this is Cronenberg. Like it's. I won't spoil what it's about. Pete, go in blind. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. It's one of those after it's over, you're like, that should have been a 6-episode miniseries because you have a very interesting world that you have built that I want to know more about.
It's one of those things where if he didn't go into directing and he ended up being like a Starbucks barista, and you walk up and it says Cronenberg on there, I'm like, I don't want the coffee. Never mind. I'm going to go to a different one right now.
He draws a skull.
Why is there a human finger in my Starbucks again?
Exactly.
Cronenberg!
Again.
Back in my office.
You're the manager of Cronenberg.
I told you got to stop putting ears in people's drinks.
That's a 6-episode miniseries I want to see.
See, we'd watch that.
I would totally watch that.
This show is gold for anyone wanting to.
I imagine he's hunched over and he's wearing a cloak at the Starbucks.
Oh, man.
I wanted them to feed as well. I don't know why, but that's how all the Cronenbergs sound as well. And the long lineage of the Cronenberg family. Yes, Mr. Goldblum. Puke. Puke all over your hands.
Oh, God. That is that image was in my brain, but the one that's really burned in my brain is when he breaks the dude's arm. I mean,
it comes out of nowhere
about it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he's just gonna toy with this guy. Oh shit, he broke his arm.
I have like a really weird fear of bones sticking out. Like I have never broken a bone in my entire life. So now at this point, I am too scared. Like you remember, like in 4th grade, every kid came into school with like a cast on their arm.
Oh yeah,
like I never got the cast. Like
I've never had
terrified of it.
I've cracked a couple of ribs and I've hairline fractured a finger or two.
Nice.
And basketball stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
But I've never actually like
shocking.
Snapped
You played basketball?
I don't know, right? But so I was watching it again the other night, and I'm also in my brain going, that other dude was really freaking strong too then, because if you weren't strong, you would have just slammed the arm down. But that dude's so strong that it broke his forearm. That's the part that gave, not the pivot down for the arm wrestling.
That's the dude that Over the Top Part 2 needs to follow is his redemption arc in arm wrestling.
2. Please say there's not an Over the Top 2.
There's
not yet.
Not yet.
I will have funding here soon, Pete.
Cronenberg's son's already got it optioned. So that's...
Yes, break his arm.
Oh,
there's just some montages of bone snapping.
Just
with like a really upbeat 80s, like
oh yeah,
do boop 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 ba boop ba.
Snap, snap, snap.
Quick cuts of audience members puking.
Yeah.
You got prongs playing in the background instead. It's like, snap your finger, snap your arm. Snap your finger, snap your arm. They do a remix of Snap Your Neck.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Ooh, snap your arm.
Snap your arm. Oh, man. So, Nate, you picked this.
Yeah.
Why?
Been in a weird mood, man.
You have been, and these
Just been
are
wanting more and more weird stuff.
like everybody knows by now. These are all the ones we're canning, so we're recording these way early. So we're not staying. If something major happened in the world and we're not talking about it, we're just ignoring it. Don't worry.
Yeah, that alien invasion, it was
Hope,
weird.
hope it's going well for everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've done The Hills Have Eyes,
Oof.
which is still kind of weird to me that you did that.
We did
We've done
RoboCop because I was like, I want
RoboCop.
dark action movie, and now we're doing a dark, tragic horror movie.
We also
Did you do RoboCop just to piss Mark off?
probably.
I
No,
love
Nate
it.
and I both bought the 4K release, and it's like,
Oh,
you know what
that's
we're
right.
doing?
We were just holding on to it, just waiting to finally watch it.
It's like year 2, man. We need to do it now. And then
Sure.
we've also done Universal Soldier, which also got me thinking. I'm like, for November, it's Thanksgiving holiday. We've really done some messed up family movies, basically. Like The Hills Have Eyes, Messed Up Mutant Family, Universal Soldier. Luke Devereaux gets reunited with his family and then gets attacked by another Unisol. The Fly, they make a family. This RoboCop, Reanimated, sucks he missed out on his family. I'm like, Nate, what's going on with you right now, bro?
I've been having a rough time, and I want everyone to have a rough time with me, I guess.
I'll take that journey
down.
with you.
I'm bringing everyone down with me.
This was like, seriously, these were like, Nate would be like, I want to do this one. And Charlie's like, okay, I'm in. And then he picked the wild horror
Yeah,
ones.
as
and
we started to look at the list, we're like, oh, man.
Yeah, I was like, damn, dude, this is some dark, deep shit we're digging into, even on the action side. What's wrong with you?
I'm working through it in therapy, all right?
But they're all great movies.
Boils
though.
and ghouls, protect your mental health. Go to therapy if
man.
you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it was just kind of, I'm down for doing it for sure.
It was because of how long it's been since I've seen it, and just like part of the curse of doing this podcast for me is there's stuff that now I want to watch all the time.
And
But then I pump the brakes because I'm like, oh, well, I want to watch it to be fresh for the podcast. I don't want to be doing an episode where it's like, well, I just watched it like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of that mindset because it is preventing me from enjoying some stuff that like I bought Blood Diner on DVD and I haven't watched it yet. And I don't even know if we'll ever cover Blood Diner. And it's like, yeah,
Right.
I've never seen it and I want to. So
I don't
it might
think
be
I've seen
something
that
I
one
just put
either.
on tonight,
It's got a
Yeah.
great cover, if I remember right.
Oh, it's got a fantastic
Yeah.
cover. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just watched a Jamie Lee Curtis movie I had never seen before, and it's Terror Train. From
Oh,
1980.
I know that one.
I didn't either till Tubi shared it, and I guess Tubi shared it because they remade it this year and released it. But I'm
Alright.
like, I don't know, and I guess it's one of the ones she did in 1980. She did Halloween, The Fog, Prom Night, and Terror Train all within 2 years.
Holy
And
shit.
it's not bad. It's right along those type of horror movies she was doing, but I had never even heard of it till now. And yeah, I'm kind of with you, Nate, where I'm like, man, I don't know. Is this one I would ever want to cover? But we've also been burned with that before when we cold watch stuff. So it's like, I almost feel like now I have to watch things.
And that's the
ahead
mindset I'm
of time.
trying to get into of like, I don't want our Amityville situation
Oh, God, no. I don't want to go through that again.
where memory is super foggy and eclipses what the actual feeling of the movie was.
Yeah.
Thankfully, this one, it was just seeing it through an adult lens was really honing in just how sad this movie was.
Well, it made the movie so much better on so many levels.
Like, I
So-
can't imagine being this brilliant scientist who is trying to truly do something that's world changing, you
Yeah.
know? And then to have something so stupid as a little fly get into the machine and then the computer not realizing that these two need to not merge.
Well,
And
he mentioned earlier that computers are dumb. They only do what you tell them to do. And that was what
I
happened.
love how how they set that up in the
Yeah,
script.
and
where
how-
it's like, we're going to explain why this can, even though I'm like, you'd think they'd have some fail safes. Also makes you start thinking there's a lot of shit floating in the air
That's
all the
right.
time. And it's like, are you going to get like mixed with a microbe? Or, you know,
Some sort
I
of
like there
just
needs to be
bacteria.
some more safety protocols in place before
a ghost. You get
right. Why
combined
happens
with
if
the
a ghost get in there?
Yeah, like he didn't think about if his haunted apartment had ghost, and then like that ghost gets in there.
There is a ghost baboon floating around that apartment.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Definitely is.
And now he's
I like-
flinging poop all over the place, but it's ghost poop.
I really like the science of this, or I should say the Toho science of this.
Yeah.
But it was the only thing that really bothered me was he was being so very irresponsible with this technology. I mean, that this should be in a clean lab somewhere where
Oh,
you're
definitely.
testing.
But
And
he
you
was
shouldn't
so
be testing with an expensive baboon right away. You should be testing with a chicken breast first.
Yes.
Not a live freaking
Yeah.
animal.
Where does he get these baboons from?
Where are you getting the baboon?
Where? When the second one
Ape-
popped up, I was like, all right, he's got
Yeah.
a baboon dealer. And then he mentions that's his brother. So I was like, oh, his baboon dealer like only does double orders, basically.
Right, 2 for 1 at
Yeah.
PetSmart or something.
You always buy in bulk, man. It's cheaper.
What we don't see is in his other apartment room is like 19 baboons waiting.
There's more-
It's
more baboons.
it's funny. I was reading up on that, and they said it is an actual baboon, and they're like they're super dangerous, and even the handler was a little apprehensive about things. But the baboon bonded with Goldblum
Yeah.
because of. So Goldblum really, really worked out for this movie, so he could do all of the things that.
It was full sexy Goldblum. I mean,
Oh, it was
Oh, yeah.
totally sexy Goldblum.
my goodness.
Don't Nate quit getting in your chair that way. Don't.
Oh, no.
I don't need sexy Nate again.
2
on this
hands.
show.
2 hands. Ah!
And so it was. He made himself like the alpha, and the baboon understood that
The baboon
Goldblum was the alpha.
respected this.
Basically,
Yeah.
because they were worried because baboons will go after like women and stuff like that, you know. And because Goldblum was on set, it was calm. It would like when it was holding on to him in the movie and hugging him, it's because the baboon that basically treated him like the leader. And I was like, that's actually kind of cool. And it works even better in the movie when you know that now, because you're like, he has that aura about him, that confidence that he gets when he comes out of the transporter. He's like stronger, more confident, just this whole thing. And the baboon immediately just kind of latches to him. And I was like, I dig that now that I know some of the behind the scenes.
I have an embarrassing confession that it just like light bulb went off.
Uh-oh. You got a baboon story?
No, that was the same baboon that played both parts. It was not 2
yeah.
baboons.
Really?
Why did I
Nate?
think they had 2 baboons?
Really?
I love you, Nate.
They did not actually transport and kill
Big,
one of the
beautiful
baboons.
dummy.
That
Yeah,
baboon just had double billing.
Yeah, it got 2 paychecks. That's how that
That's
works.
right. That's right. He got 2 bananas.
He didn't get microwave, Nate. it's bless your little heart.
I was thinking after that one died, that one was no longer on set. And then they brought in the other one to be acting. I don't know why I thought they went that in depth with the acting of the baboons.
So, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's too early for this,
It is
man.
awfully early. This is what you get when you tune in this early.
Yes.
Oh,
Goldblum
man.
and Geena Davis are a powerhouse in
They're
this movie.
Gold, dude.
Oh my!
They were dating
Goldblum?
for real life right then and there.
Were
And-
they? Okay.
Oh yeah.
And Goldblum is a tall man, and see how tall Geena Davis is.
She
My
is not
goodness.
a
She's
small woman.
At least 6 feet, I think, or maybe
I think
5'10".
just right around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful woman.
Oh, she's great. I love her to death.
Oh, but
Yeah,
Goldblum's
I've had a
going-
crush on her since Beetlejuice, and I saw that way before I saw this one. So
Mm.
I think that's fair.
yeah.
Cutthroat Island for me, boys.
Oh,
Oh,
oh God.
I still
can't
like
wait
that
for us to
movie.
cover that
Stupid.
and
There's
make
one
Pete
good
watch it.
scene in that movie.
Is it when the steering
One.
wheel of the ship breaks that guy's neck?
No, there's a magnificent stunt toward the beginning that I can't wrap my brain around. It was wonderful. They jumped from a balcony into a moving stagecoach, and it
Yeah.
was stunning. It was really.
I only remember the steering wheel part.
Look,
And I don't
man,
even know what the officially thing's called. The big wheel.
Steering wheel.
Just boat steering wheel.
boat steering wheel. It's too
But-
early. I don't feel like
I can't think
looking
of
it
it either.
the Goldblum's at 11 the entire movie.
Oh my God, dude.
And the fact is, we know this from, talking to special effects artists, that you have an actor and then you have a creature actor or a suit actor.
yeah.
And usually the actor is not the suit actor, like, because of the demand that the role takes of having to have all the prosthetics on you, the different emotions that you have to go through, and just like the endurance of putting on all the makeup, being in that chair. And
Right.
then how's your body going to react? How are you going to react? Are you going to be claustrophobic?
Right.
The fact that Goldblum, who is not a suit actor, pulls this off so brilliantly, just adds to the movie,
I love the progression of his transformation
Yes.
in this movie.
That's where I was just headed.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly paced. Like, there's not a moment of me like, oh, I want more. It's like seeing his progression.
Now
just
that
like-
was something I wanted to talk about a little bit, because when we first were talking about doing this movie, you had mentioned, you're like, I remember it being slow, but
Yeah.
it's good. And so I'm watching it, and I get this thing where I'm like, it's not slow. It's a
Deliberate.
drama. It is, I am supposed to be invested in these characters, and I need this story being told. Everything else is secondary. The transformation, the body horror, all that stuff is the shock value that, perks you up. But never am I bored in this movie. So it's not like it's slow paced.
And I think it's because, like you had said, as a kid watching it, going dialogue, something gross happens.
Yeah,
And I think that was my mindset of rewatching,
Yeah.
thinking, oh, it's a little bit slower. It's like, no, as a kid, it is. But
yeah, it builds really good tension even now when you're watching it. And I think the grossest person in the movie is the ex-boyfriend, honestly, that Geena Davis's editor, breaks into her apartment because he has a key, and
He's terrible.
if there was
person.
ever a
Oh,
dude that
gosh.
should get Me Too'd, it's that dude.
Uh-huh.
right.
And like, that's the incredible part. This movie comes out in 86, and how relevant it is with like technology and like computers only doing what they say you do. Having a creepy guy like that being someone that works over you, like,
Yeah.
this movie, like, it does not need to be remade because like it's still relevant to today.
Yeah, this is one of those odd ones where I don't want to see someone like update it.
No.
They'll never recap. And this is a weird thing for me. I especially now that, the Halloween movies have come out and all this other stuff lately, and everybody's just like pissed off at the world. And they're like, stop remaking our movies, stop remaking our classics. I'm like, the classic still exists. It wasn't erased. Just because this one wasn't good doesn't taint the original.
Stop seeing the remakes if you don't want the remake.
Right. Just watch the original.
That latest Friday the 13th remake made something ridiculous like $70 million.
Yeah.
And everyone bitched about it. It's like, don't go watch it. It's easy. Don't go watch it.
Or, I get it if it made a lot of money at first because everyone wants to go see what it is. I don't hate that one. I enjoy it. If someone was to remake The Fly, I would want to go see it, but I'm not going to be like, oh, it ruined everything for me now. Now I can't even watch the
Oh, I see
Cronenberg
what you're
version.
saying.
And it's like, no, it's not how it works. I can always fall back on the Cronenberg. Even if the new one sucks, I'll go watch the good one. it's just this weird mentality. It's like that people are just like, yeah, I hate it all now. I don't want to see it. Cool, don't watch the old ones. Don't even worry about the new ones.
You got plenty to choose from in this world.
Absolutely,
just choose
man.
what makes you happy. What makes me happy is just seeing Geena Davis be incredible this entire movie, and so vulnerable and so heartbreaking to see her journey in this.
She was a relative unknown at the time. I mean, wasn't this one of her very first, if not her first film?
I'll look that up real quick as you guys
it's
continue talking.
She was, I'm pretty sure she was definitely a model at one point and made the transition. But her emotions, especially at the end, just like you said, Nate, are absolutely heartbreaking. It's painful to watch her do what she needs to do at the end to stop her lover's suffering. It's if you don't tear up a little bit as she is blubbering at her loss, what did you do in your life that you can't feel this range of emotion?
And it's all down to her performance, because like you get to see her being excited and the wonder in her eyes of meeting him and him showing the demonstration of the machine, them falling in love. Obviously, she starts to realize something's wrong with him, but she doesn't hate him even after he started to do some very terrible lewd acts. She knows that something's wrong because he put himself through the machine, and she doesn't hold that against him, even to the point where after it's been 4 weeks of no contact, when he reaches out, she's instantly there, and she's mortified, and she's not like, get away from me. She is truly like, how can we help? There's got to be something we can do, like she is still holding out hope all the way to the very end. And even her being pregnant and wanting to go to Goldblum and, let him know, like, I'm going to have an abortion. Like, I can't risk this. And just like her seeing him further transform and go further into, madness.
Yeah.
And just her heartbreaking scene of going back to the car going like, we have to go. We have to go. Like, I don't know how she filmed this movie and was not left like impacted a little bit,
sure. Uh-huh.
I think you would have to be. And
yeah.
I did look up, this is not her first movie, but I think it's one of her first like main stuff. She had a lot of bit parts, one in Tootsie, some television shows.
Really?
But she
also,
was in,
like one of her first movies then.
She was in Fletch, but the one she was actually in just before this was Transylvania 65000 with Jeff Goldblum again. So yeah,
she
had
played
some
a very sexy vampire in that one.
Yeah. So definitely some acting chops, but it was after this that, I mean, Beetlejuice was after this, Earth Girls Are Easy was after that she really started to get elevated up, Thelma and Louise, A League of Their Own. So this kind of like, I think, really kicked it off for her as she went forward in her career. But on what Nate was saying, the pain she's going through, and it comes down to a lot of the writing, but when Brundle Fly, when he just before his final transformation is pleading with her about the baby, he's basically saying, don't kill us, don't kill me. And part of me was like, before he goes, I'll put all of us in the transporter and we'll be one being, a family that's all together, I was like, instead of being sympathetic that he was going to lose his kid, I immediately went, he's hoping that's pure DNA to fix him. That's where I kind of took that from.
But even that, like, how horrifying that whole scene is of like, we can all transform into one and still be together. And just like, this is a man who is grasping at anything to save himself now, to
save his humanity. We'll finish that thought, Nate, here. Let's drop a commercial real quick, and then we'll come back, because that kind of gets us right into the end of the movie as it goes. So let's hit a commercial.
We'll be back following these messages.
Do you like horror movies?
Do you like hanging out with your friends?
Do you like having a laugh?
Do you like podcasts?
Well, you should check out our podcast, Spoils of Horror.
We're not a review show.
We're a horror movie hangout where we talk about movies that are lost, forgotten, popular, and bizarre, all in the scary realm.
You can listen to our podcast while you're doing just about anything.
You could be washing your dishes.
You could be washing your cat.
You could be washing your genitals. All forms of genitals accepted.
We are a fully inclusive genitalia show.
Yes, we are the #1 ideal podcast for washing your genitals.
Our genital Yelp reviews are unsurpassed.
5.5 stars.
You don't want to know where that half came from. It's,
Now that you know that, check us out on all major platforms.
You can search for Spoils of Horror on all social media sites.
Come and hang out with us. We'd love to see you.
And your genitals.
Bye.
Look no further. Rocks and bugs and things are here in a never-ending battle for domination, where Traposaurus fights off evil beetle, while gravel guts and bloodstone confront the buzzing menace of wicked cricket. It's rocks versus bugs, with mortals as a tasty prize. Where will the evil end? Can robots, soldiers, or heroes stop them? They're on the move and ready for action. Rocks and bugs and things from Ideal.
Welcome to 100 Horrors, a comedy podcast that seeks to rank the best 100 horror films of all time, as dictated to us by a poster that one of us owns.
Every week, we bicker over another film in an attempt to give it an overall scare factor and secure its place in the 100 Horrors list.
With features such as... But at least I won't die like that. And...
What would you say to them at the funeral?
We take a light-hearted approach to horror cinema so that it can be enjoyed by even the most squeamish of listeners.
So whether you're the person who's never seen a horror film in their life, or the person who has a tattoo of Leatherface on the right arse cheek, there's something to be enjoyed in every episode of 100 Horrors.
Welcome back.
So it's funny. We go back and forth. Like Geena Davis is great, Goldblum's great, back and forth.
Yeah, because they
with
are.
Goldblum.
Damn.
It's seen like right after he gets out of the transporter, he immediately knows something's changed within him, and like we're seeing him doing like gymnastics. Like he is getting ripped. Like, and he has an incredibly high sex drive, and he is just nonstop, go, go, go.
Yeah.
So when you see him going through what was basically second puberty, because like you see him start to get more pimples and stuff like that, you know, and like
his skin's breaking out, which I think you're dead on. It's like a representation of puberty till we realize it's him
amped
transforming.
Up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like to have it to where like, you know, he does that night out, he brings that girl home, Geena Davis sees it too, and she's like, I'm done with you. And then that's where they don't have any communication for 4 weeks, because she's like, he had this cut on his back where there was hairs growing out, but they were really thick, coarse hairs that she had cut, which was so gross to me, so simple but disgusting. Unbeknownst to him, she took him to a lab and saw that DNA was not usual.
Wasn't human is what they determined it. They couldn't identify it. We as the audience know it's a fly, but for them, they have no idea what it is. It's just not human.
So she knows that something went terribly wrong in the experiment, but because of how much of an asshole he's been, she cuts ties.
Yeah.
And that's when we get the 4 weeks later, him calling saying, I'm much worse. And that reveal of him on the crutches and coming out and just how defeated he looks.
At that point, he's thinking, how can I reverse this? What have I done? And that's it. I think that's when he starts looking into the disc or the computer what happened, what got in there with me, and that's
yeah,
where
the computer
reveal
shows
is.
it was a
Mhm.
fly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the computer it decided to combine them, wasn't it? I remember there was a
On a,
specific
Yeah.
word
on a
that the computer
DNA
uses.
on a DNA level, they combine both.
It said fusion.
Yeah.
So it saw the two separate structures. The computer then decided to fuse it, which again it goes right back to like what Pete said, where they lay out the fact that the computer is stupid. It only does what it tells you to, what you tell it to.
What you tell it to do.
So it saw a pattern, and it knows that when it comes out the other end, it needs to put all the pieces back together. Instead of it needs to be two separate pieces, it just put all the pieces together the best it could, which is the fusion of that. There's a deleted scene for this movie that even they thought was way too violent and graphic for Cronenberg. Let me say that for Cronenberg.
I will not go that far in this movie.
And that once he figured out that it was a fusion issue, he tested the fusion stuff.
Oh,
And and I'm trying to remember I know one animal was
It was a cat and it was the baboon, wasn't it?
Was it the other baboon?
I think so.
Oh,
So
no.
Yeah.
he blends, and it's not the blending they cut. They cut the whole thing because how he dealt with it is he beat it to death with a baseball bat. And it was the most graphic thing they filmed for the movie. And they all went, nope, way too disturbing. Basically, their thought was at that moment, he lost all his humanity because a human being would not do that. Beat a creature to death with a baseball bat. So they cut it. It's completely out of the movie. They also cut a scene with him. I don't know if they ever filmed it when he's more into the fly just before he fully transforms. He dissolves a homeless lady in the alleyway.
Yeah, he
and
like
eats
throws
her.
up on her face and it
Yeah,
melts
like
or something
melts
like
her
that. It was-
face.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark style, you know how
Yeah, that's exactly the guy that did the special effects was
Yeah.
the Raiders of the Lost Ark guy. So when the hand melts, that's how he did it. He goes, "Well, I did this gag basically for Spielberg, and it worked really good for a face. So that when he did it for the hand, it's still freaking. It's more
still- it
convincing than the face melt in Indiana Jones. You know, that one felt like candle wax. This one
Yeah.
was like that dude's flesh is gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
like
has-
that
he had a
man
few years to
really did
perfect
burn
that.
up.
Yeah.
But
So
I
yeah,
love how Goldblum, as you guys were saying, like she meets him a few weeks later. He's got pimples and his skin looks bad, and they're just kind of chit chatting, and his ear falls off,
Yeah.
and that was so unexpected. And then he goes, does he? Is that when he goes to his medicine cabinet, and there is a variety of
all his body parts.
Body
I,
parts
that
are
I'm
might
pretty
be-
sure.
Yeah, that's it. And then that's when he starts to pull his fingernails off as
Oh.
well.
Well, see, the fingernails was earlier, so the
Was it?
fingernails
Okay.
led
Yeah.
into him saving his parts. And I didn't like rewind because I really don't want the answer, but I believe his manhood is in the medicine cabinet.
Yeah, I'm
Quite
fairly
sure
certain
it
his
is.
peen is in there.
Okay. As
Yeah.
long as I'm not the only one that was like,
Nope.
because I was like, I could tell that's a finger. I can tell that's an
Uh-huh.
ear. Holy shit.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I can tell what that is.
That-
I was like,
that
I'm
might
not
be what I
backing
think
it up.
it is. Yeah.
So it's the ear falling off, him puking in his hand, and him just be like, sorry, that was gross.
Yeah,
and
him
just like,
puking on the donut.
yeah.
He's like,
Oh,
oh,
God.
that's right. You may find this disturbing. I'm like, no shit, Sherlock. Who
Is it-
wouldn't find that disturbing?
Nate, is it this movie or is it 2 where he says why he has to throw up on things? Because
It must be
solid,
because I don't think he
solid
says it in
food
this
hurts. I think that was 2.
He talks to himself in the first one, and he does say something like solid food
Solid
hurts him.
food hurts, so he has
not,
to dissolve it.
it's kind of like the inner monologue thing as he's trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
I do believe they talk about it in the second one. Like I said, I am going to put myself through it and watch the second one again.
Sorry.
I always remember
45 minutes left to get through.
I always
better
remembered
happen.
liking the gore in that one better. Like, there's definitely a body count in the second one.
For sure, yeah.
But, yeah, and I mean, that's going to come up later, but I don't even ding this movie for that.
No, but like, after she talks to him, that's when, she ends up realizing that she's pregnant. She has seen what he is.
Yeah.
She decides to go back to him to let him know that, like, she can't have this baby. And then we get to see him in his next wave where he's actually, like, improved,
Yes.
Like, he is kind of... The fusion seems to be working in his favor, but he's getting grosser.
He's still deformed, but he's not decrepit anymore like it was showing
he's
earlier.
Not walking on...
The
crutches. He's not using the crutches.
He's walking on the ceiling and the wall at this point.
Yeah. Which at that point, too, you know in his mind, he's like, this is actually kind of cool.
He's Spider-Man. Fly Man. Does whatever a fly
That's what
can.
the scene was missing, was him putting on a mask to become a superhero, and then the mask conforming to his face, and then all of it just oozing because of, the pressure. Because I'm fairly certain if you just touch him, he leaks.
That's messed up.
It's Cronenberg.
I don't want Cronenberg to do a superhero movie. Please don't.
Oh, God. There's an episode.
Although
Cronenberg doing Spider-Man. Oh, man.
There's an episode of Amazing Spider-Man, the cartoon, when he does the 6 arms, and it's kind of like a nightmare.
Yep.
That is such the Cronenberg Fly episode. That's where they got their influence, because he's terrified that that's what's going to happen to him, and they do it kid friendly, but still it's when you watch The Fly again as an adult, you're like, oh, I know where that episode got influence from. It's this. It's like the real aftermath of trying to get superpowers. You don't fall in a vat of acid and get super abilities, you melt. That's what happens.
All right, Tony Stark, you're hot. It's no more.
Yeah,
you have an arc reactor, but we're going to show the bones and the chest and the compressions.
And then 30 seconds later, he has cardiac arrest because that doesn't work. It's not real life.
You're going to be cardiac arrested and puke. So much puke.
So much puke. Oh,
I don't even know what other movies Cronenberg could do as a superhero.
Do you guys think that had he had his wherewithal to realize that something was wrong with him, do you think he could have reversed it? Do you think he was smart enough to have gone back and just, hit the undo button?
I think he was smart enough. The problem is time was not on his side.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
I feel like if he would have had, let's say, a year or 2 years, he probably could have solved it. Because, I mean, the machine worked. We knew that it had a flaw, and he was able to fix it. By all means, that machine works. The problem was the combining,
Yeah.
So and him doing it by himself and not having any clearance. His cockiness got the best of him. But I do feel like if he would have had enough time because of how fast he was transforming, he probably could have found a way to reverse it. But he's doomed from the beginning.
I don't want to change anything in this movie, but asking that question really does make me think, like, if there's one thing I would like to have saw is when the guy, the bad ex-boyfriend, comes in and turns into the freaking hero basically in this movie.
Yeah.
I almost would have loved for him to throw him in the transport unit, get in with him instead of Geena Davis that he's trying to do. I would have preferred him throw him in it and actually do it and see what come out on the other end. And then Geena Davis has to shoot both people she had a relationship with.
Oh, jeez.
I out Cronenberg, damn it.
You went to a dark place, Charlie.
Yes, even I won't do that.
Yeah. But I'm just like, I hate the fact that guy survives. That pissed me off.
He's in part 2.
He's in part 2, yeah.
Which works for, Cronenberg always wants you to be uncomfortable. Even if that doesn't mean gross uncomfortable, you just should be like, that guy is there to be the uncomfortable character. Yet Geena Davis has to keep running back to him. He's the one that takes her to the abortion. She's the one that is trying to convince her not to get involved with all this, even though he's a sleazebag trying to get her to sleep with him. Like, hey, can't we? We could not be an item, but we can still have sex and all these other.
How about one for the road, honey?
Yeah, one for the road. And you're like, you're a disgusting human being. And yeah, he gets tortured basically with his hand melting and his foot getting melted. I actually want a little bit more. I'm of that action movie mentality of the bad guy needs his comeuppance and you need to blow his ass up or morph him into this ultimate like disfigured creature, because then it would have answered what would have happened if he had mixed his DNA with a human's DNA. What would have been that outcome? And then now a reason for Geena Davis to even have an even more horrible ending, that she would have to end both of their lives with the shotgun blast. Yes, the ending of this is touching and phenomenal when it grabs the barrel of the shotgun and puts it to its own head. That's still, you're still looking at that thing as Jeff Goldblum.
I mean, she drops the shotgun. She does not want
Yeah, she throws it down until she finally has to end it all, because she realizes that's it. But it's a powerful ending, and that's why I'm saying it's like I don't want to not have that ending, but now it's like
it's a cool multiverse ending.
It would have been really cool to see a different take on that. Like that's what number 2 should have done. Number 2 should have given us the human and human rebond to see if
what
that
happens.
fixes
Just
it.
see what happens.
Just to see. Yeah. Well, that's what this whole thing is. This whole movie is about, let's see what happens. Let's throw this baboon in there. It freaking turns it turns inside out. And it's still alive basically for a few minutes after. And then they throw the steak in. See what happens. He jumps in drunk.
Yeah.
Just see what happens. That's what this whole movie is it's almost like the science, and it kind of is science. They're not as reckless, but it's try this, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to Amazon and drink anymore, so you shouldn't be able to science and drink either. That's just a bad combination.
Well, that's probably safer, cheaper on your end, safer for the world,
right?
With transportation.
Talk about disturbing. Watching a woman give birth to a larva egg,
nightmare fuel.
Well, that was the one scene I had completely forgotten about, and when that hit, I had to message both of you.
Yeah,
yeah. In my head, that was in part 2, or it was the ending. I did not remember it happening in the middle and being a dream sequence. I could have sworn for the life of me that was kind of the post credit thing, but before post credits were happening, like. The stinger. That's what it was.
Yeah,
like
stinger.
He's dead, and then she does give birth to it, and then that's where it ends. And so when it happened in the middle of the movie, I was like, oh no.
A planned happy ending that wasn't filmed was her actually giving birth, and the baby was born with butterfly wings. And they didn't do it. They wanted this, and I agree. They don't end up. It's a butterfly, not it would need fly wings to make sense. But I think even Cronenberg was like, yeah, no, that's too sappy of an ending.
Charlie, what is this word? Happy.
Right. Exactly.
I've never heard this word. Happy.
Like even that, there's really no happiness in this movie. Like
no,
you're getting together, but you see them get feelings for each other, but never this moment where you feel like they're actually happy together, because they're still like filming the transportation experiments, and a lot of it is a lot of failure, and she pushes him to talk about the failures and all this. So there's never this moment of they're going to be happy together, these two kids are going to make it. It's tragedy, tragedy,
I
tragedy
really
that just
like
keeps
I
pushing.
thought there was a didn't
her
they go on a
pushing
date?
him because he was so upset of like, oh, it keeps failing, and her being that like guiding light of like, no, like you got this, that support system
Mm-hmm.
that he
Yeah.
needed, that he did not have. Like, this is a recluse. This is a man that, like Einstein, only had, what was it, 4 outfits, and they were all the same.
Yeah. Pete, you were getting ready to say weren't they going to go on
Well,
a
I thought
date?
they went on a date, like they were doing some shopping, and he bought her a necklace or something like that. And
I think there's one thing on
there-
that, and then they talk about taking a holiday, but that is interrupted when she sees that delivery she gets, that is the
with the
proof
results.
of the magazine cover. I don't know what you would call that, where it's bigger before it goes to
Yes.
print.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
proof
the
is
the,
right.
the
Yep.
concept art, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that she has to run to the office, and then that's where he gets like depressed, and he drinks, and he jumps in the machine. So yeah, I think there is a shopping scene because he's very awkward outside. And it was like, I think after she bought him the jacket.
She bought him a cool jacket.
Yeah,
that-
just because
that
all he had
oversized 80s jacket.
all
leather
the
jacket.
same suit, because
Uh-huh.
Einstein didn't want to waste brain power on picking
Right.
what to wear each day. And I have a feeling Jackie looked at me because I kind of do the same thing. I have like all the same work pants and shirts. They're all clean and there's different clothes, but most people that see me are probably like, you wear the same damn thing all the time. And I'm like, kind of, yeah, it's comfortable. I like my shirt with a pocket that I can put a pencil in. I really only wear my like tees that have like, comic books or Predators or something, like when we record, or if we do like go to the movies or something. But I was like, I feel that. I know I can get up, put on my clothes. I don't have to waste any brain power on how I'm going to look. I look like Charlie. That's what everyone expects. So yeah, so we've kind of got to the end here with,
As I say, I think the
shotgun
biggest
to the head.
part at the end, even right before the shotgun to the head, is seeing where he no longer looks like a man. And by that, I mean his face literally dissolves. So now you no longer have Goldblum's face. You have the face of a fly.
When that
and
jaw,
that really
that jaw
sells.
falls off.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so
that
good.
that's the point of no return almost.
Yeah, like that's definitely like he's unsavable. He was already
Yeah.
unsavable, but like the moment that now his whole entire facial features are gone.
Yeah.
And ooey and gooey on the ground. Yeah.
And I love the direction they went. So the original Vincent Price turns into a fly, a physical fly. And they didn't want to do that in this movie, but they still wanted the essence of a fly. So what would happen if you did fuse your DNA with a fly, and yet you're instead of you just buzzing a little bit when you sleep or you have to puke on your food, it went almost like the fly DNA dominated his DNA. And when you see it, it's not a fly at the end, but I buy it. To me, that is a fly now.
Oh no, that definitely is a fly.
It is super grotesque. It's alien looking, yet familiar. It's weird how they've done this. Like, you put that picture up, a lot of people that maybe even haven't seen this movie directly could go, that I think that's the fly, isn't it? That's they did really well with the concept and design of the final creature, and I love it.
It's such an imaginative design.
That's a
it
good
is-
word. Yes.
I don't. It doesn't look like a fly, but it certainly is a fusion of man and insect, because it's still bipedal and it doesn't have wings, but that triangular head with the giant eyeballs. Yeah,
Yes.
that's. And who knows? Maybe he would have continued to transform had he lived.
Yeah, that would have kind of been cool to have seen, but I mean, there's no time at that point.
Yeah.
I also really liked how his as the creature after the final transportation, the final reveal, the final creature, as it emerges from the inside of what once was Jeff Goldblum, and the flesh just peels off.
It's like it pushes through his face.
Yeah, there's an
it.
episode of Lovecraft Country where a woman does just that, and it's beautiful and uncomfortably sexy, and it's
I'm trying to remember that scene. I didn't finish that series though. I had like 2 episodes left.
You need to go watch Lovecraft Country. It is a powerful show. It's wonderful.
It definitely wasn't as funny as like in Brain Dead when the baby pushes its face through the other woman's face.
Yeah, no, this was. I guess this is what happens on a serious note.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're going for drama, not comedy.
Exactly. But that's this movie, man.
I also love the ending. It just ends. There's no resolution. I mean,
it's like
there's
this
an
is
ending,
it.
but there's no, like I said, no resolution.
This is one of those cases where I would rather the sequel instead of following the child, just her trauma and just recovering from that, and then it just being strictly a drama movie of like, this is what happened.
That sort of PTSD she'll never be cured of that.
No. I mean, you would have to, again, I got to watch the second one again, but you'd have to imagine she probably would have offed herself.
Oh, I think she dies in the childbirth scene.
She in the very first scene of 2, she dies in childbirth. Yeah,
and it's not Geena
Davis
because
they couldn't get her back.
But like they do a lot of just like pull away angles, so you don't like you see her face, but not like it's super quick kind of thing.
Okay, so they try to play it up a little bit.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm gonna sit down and rewatch it. It's all on HBO right now, so
yes,
I'm gonna do that. So, all right, man. Well, let's get into a extremely simple Raining Blood. One.
This might be the lowest. Is this the lowest body count?
No, Amityville has the record
Amityville
of
had 0.
Was that 0? Okay, all right.
0. They depicted some deaths that didn't actually happen.
Yeah, not the Lutz family. The family before the Lutz family was shot, but that. And you watched the original, right?
Yeah, we watched the 78.
Yeah,
so it's almost flashbacky.
Yeah,
you don't count it.
6 people die.
And
it doesn't count. Yeah.
Then he has the hallucination of killing his wife and kid.
That doesn't count
but
either.
They didn't happen.
Yep. Okay.
So no kills in that one. One kill in this one, and that is Geena Davis blowing the face off of Brundlefly.
Ooh, what a good explosion!
Oh,
yeah, it is.
That was straight out of Scanners. If you
that is what I expect from Cronenberg right there. That just it's a dummy head, and when it explodes, a ton of stuff come flying out. That's what I expect. And it's one of the things with Cronenberg is he could have been just one of those gross out directors that the entire movie is just gross. But the way he saves it, yet you will always remember that, like Scanners isn't an entire movie of heads exploding. That only happens like a couple times. But we all remember that. We all know, boom, head exploded. The Fly, one guy transforms, one person dies, and it's the Fly. It works so well for this.
There's only one other movie of recent memory that kind of like reminds me of the Cronenberg-esque explosions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a movie that came out a couple years ago called Spontaneous. That is a beautifully tragic movie.
That movie is so good.
Highly, highly recommend Spontaneous to everyone. I think it's on Hulu. Just prepare to have your heart like
it's
put
rough.
through a blender.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm over here watching movies like Body Melt, which is exactly the opposite of David Cronenberg, where it's just we're gonna melt a bunch of people and it's gonna be gross as hell the entire movie.
Is that Australian film?
That's the Ozploitation.
Yeah,
one.
I gotta see that. It sounds so gross.
I want your guys' take on it. It was something to watch.
I gotta find it too.
I don't think we'll put it on the show. All right, well, as we were waiting for Nate to join us this morning, Pete and I were discussing the segments. So instead of kill of the week, because there's only one kill, we're going to do gross out scene of the week.
What do you think? Zombie kill of the week?
So, Pete, why don't you give us your favorite gross out moment of The Fly?
Jeez, I want to do one of the throw up scenes, like the ankle. Man,
That
when
ankle one was...
that ankle was real good. But I think the one that surprised me was the maggot birth. I did not remember that at all from previous viewings, and when it happened, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
that one got me. Boy, now I kind of want to go back to the fingernails though. I'll stick with the. Somebody's going to pick the fingernail, so I'll stick with the maggot birth.
I guess I got to go next.
Yeah, it's your turn, Charlie.
You're right. There's like no bad gross out scene in this. And while the one that stuck with me as a kid will always be the arm break, but if I pick my favorite, it's when she rips his jaw off.
Oh,
that
so good.
When she's trying to get away from him, where he's talking about them being together and putting them all in the machine, and she just grabs his face, and the jaw just comes off and falls, and it's just like, holy shit!
Your jaw drops.
It's the jaw drop scene. I mean,
literally, he found a way to do it.
It's fantastic. So I think that's adult Charlie now is going to say that's the one. So Nate, what's your gross out scene of the week?
As a person who has puked on other humans and has had been puked on, I'm going to go with the puke on the ankle. Not so much the hand, because there's something about like the slow disintegration of the hand, but the ankle part dissolves so quickly. And when you see that foot kind of like elevate off from the bone, and you're just thinking like, oh God, a night out with the boys on a Friday night. And then what if one puked on me and then like my chest disintegrates or my ankle? Like, ugh. Do not that.
You know what makes that one particular scene more disturbing, though, is the look on Jeff Goldblum's face when it happens. He is excited, like he's getting ready to feed.
Yeah,
like when he does it to the hand, it feels more like an incapacitation. If I take out the hand, he can't fire the gun at me. But he goes for the ankle, and he almost like smacks his lips.
Yeah, I was going to say, he does everything but lick his lip.
He kind of does what Beefcake does when I'm about to give him a treat.
Exactly, yeah.
It's
like the animal part of him had taken over, and just go back and just watch that one scene. Just look at Jeff Goldblum when the ankle dissolves. That's more disturbing than anything really in the movie. Is like, you're like, at that moment, that dude's not human anymore. You know, he's gone. It's pretty wild. But like I said, there's no wrong selection on any of this. All of it is ooey gooey grossness, from the baboon to, the end where she blows his head off. There's no wrong. It's so well done. The slow progression of his de-evolving.
I don't know what it is about pulling teeth out of your mouth, but
the teeth and the fingernails. It's things that terrify us, things that are torture. Humans have done to each other. It makes it even worse. And it was one thing before we get into the machetes was Cronenberg, after this movie had come out, a lot of critics were coming up to him going, I love your take on this being a movie about AIDS. And he looks confused at him, and he goes, it's odd that you specifically went for AIDS. What this movie is actually a cautionary tale about is just disease in itself. Like, they literally say the word cancer in the movie. Like, Jeff Goldblum likens what's happening as cancer taking over his body. Yet this came out in the 80s, which is the height of, the AIDS, pandemic and scare and everything. That's where everyone else's mind went. And Cronenberg's like, it's bigger than that. It's just disease, period.
As a
The
whole.
as a whole. And it's disease as what affects your body, but also a disease of the mind, how Jeff Goldblum just gets completely like taken into the scientific method of just he has to keep going. It's like a drug that he has to find more and more knowledge and conquer this thing. So again, it's Cronenberg, it's a cerebral movie. As an adult now, I can appreciate everything else about it. So just want to get that out there before we got right into the ratings. But I think it's time to rate this. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do this.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back. Whew.
All right, Pete, you gotta go first.
Damn it. Do I go full 10 or 9.5?
It's your rating.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's a flawless film, but boy, this is a must see. It's a 10. I got no problem saying it.
Yeah.
What about you, Charlie?
If I go off of what we've now considered the standard that we don't rate movies against other movies,
correct,
and
yep,
it's about the experience you had when you watch it. Does it check all the boxes? It's not our normal horror movies. Does it hold up? It's not, it's not a movie that you immediately think of when you think of horror. Yet this is probably one of the more horrific movies to watch. I'm with Pete. It's a 10. Nate.
Yes. Oh, boys. I had watched this before we did Reanimator. And obviously I love Reanimator.
Yeah.
But the problem was this is such a superior film that watching Reanimator right afterwards felt weird. It didn't feel like it had as
the impact it should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all me for I should have flipped them,
Or separate days.
But also, this is produced by the man that is responsible for why Nate laughs, Mel Brooks. This is the man that made me realize how much I love comedy. And if it was not for Mel Brooks, I probably would not realize how much I adore body horror and how amazing and tragic and beautiful this movie was. And like, as soon as it credits were rolling, this movie's a 10. It's perfect.
Look at that.
Like, yeah,
perfect score across the board.
This was a no-brainer for me. There was nothing where I was like, oh, that part was a little slow. Oh, I kind of wish this happened. I was like, nah. This is a perfect example of a movie that comes in at an hour and 35 and knocks a grand slam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't waste a moment.
It's weird, too, when Nate suggested this and I questioned it, yet it still turns out being a perfect score movie for all of us.
First time that's ever happened on this show.
Yeah, I don't think we've done one where everyone across the board hit it out.
Masterclass filmmaking.
I do think we have one coming up though that may be right there with it.
There's a little. I don't even think Pete there's knows one that
I don't know what we're doing yet.
I don't.
But yeah, there's maybe one more this year that will be right up there. That's not counting the action. We got some bangers on the action side, but rewatching this, I was glad we sat down and rewatched it. I was reminded why it's considered a classic. It's one that's superior, like Pete said, to the originals. It doesn't take away from the original. I can still watch the Vincent Price one, and it is still a fantastic movie for the time, what they were able to do, and I will love anything Vincent Price is in. But man, this is kind of what made everyone remember Jeff Goldblum. I mean, don't forget, it was just after this that he does Earth Girls Are Easy with Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans and Geena Davis. And it's a great movie, but this is kind of like the Jeff Goldblum that we all remembered right up to Jurassic Park. This is that same doctor in Jurassic Park. Could imagine being
a lot of the same mannerisms.
Bled
into Jurassic
being
Park.
Brundle. Yes, it works so well. So, all right, man. It's gonna suck. We all went 10s, but now we're gonna pick a trash review. So,
do we have to?
We got to on this one.
All right.
Yeah. So here's your drop.
I'm the trash man.
I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start eating garbage. And then I pick up the trash can and I bash the guy on the head.
Oh, that's going to be a disaster.
All right,
All right.
Nate. Break our hearts.
So this one comes from Plankton Rules, which I imagine he wrote when he was not trying to steal the Krabby Patty recipe.
That's right. Sitting in the back of the chum bucket, just
After he got done watching a movie.
Yeah, just reviewing movies.
Classic Plankton.
That's it.
So he gave it 1 out of 10, called it nauseating and unnecessary. The original movie, The Fly, was a lovely little horror film. Was it great? No, but it was effective and fun to watch. Did it need to be remade? Possibly, but only if the integrity of the original story remained and it was given better special effects. But not like this! Gone is the silly fun of the original. In its place is a viscerally disturbing, nauseating, actually, mess with a rather mean spirit. It's simply unfun and unappealing. You don't believe me? Well, look at the sick makeup job on Jeff Goldblum. Accident victims are easier to look at for the extended periods. Ooh, that's a rough take, sir. And the ultimate gross out of having him vomit up white slime on people in order to digest them. What were they thinking? If they want to gross us out so much, why not go on a tour of the morgue and film that? It would be as gross and as pointless. That could be the worst one we've ever read.
I'm speechless.
This person just doesn't watch horror movies.
Right. Why are you reviewing a horror movie? This goes right back to what I said earlier. I didn't even, we pull these out, but it doesn't take away from the original. You can still go watch it.
Yes.
But this was a reimagining instead of movies don't have to be a remake. It doesn't have to be a shot for shot updated remake. This is more of a reimagining of The Fly. At the heart of it is The Fly, but they took it a different way, which is brilliant in the way they did it. This Plankton asshole sucks and needs to just stop watching movies. That if this was a 1 to him, go watch Nickelodeon for the rest of your life. You're done. Right. You're not allowed in everyone revoke this guy's cinema card.
He's Plankton, so of course he's going to watch Nickelodeon.
That was the
watch Nickelodeon. That's a terrible Plankton. I'm not going to do it.
Nice try.
I'm sick. I'm not even trying. I might be able to do
Nope. Still don't have it.
I might be able to do a Mr. Krabs. Money. I get SpongeBob, me boy. That's the Kurgan also. Never forget that Mr. Krabs is Kurgan.
It's Kurgan, yes.
Amazing.
It is. So, all right, that guy sucks. This movie is perfect.
This movie rules.
Absolutely.
Highly recommend it. We're recording this and it's still October, so it was great just to sit down and watch this for spooky season.
Yeah.
But this probably kind of a gross movie to be coming out right before Thanksgiving, though, Nate. So hopefully I can still enjoy my deviled eggs.
I'll be puking all over the Thanksgiving food. That way I can eat it easier.
Easily digest. Just mix it all up in a bowl and eat it. There you go.
I plan on not getting invited back.
I'll never look at mashed potatoes the same way.
Oh.
That's what I'll do. I'm going to put a bunch of gravy in my mouth and be like, look, everyone.
Stop it.
Oh, that was gross, wasn't it?
Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for checking this one out. Again, it may sound weird. These are our canned episodes. I think we only have one more coming out after this. And then come back in December. We will be back on, every 2 week schedule. So we'll be a little bit more current on current affairs and things that are going on. But hopefully everybody can enjoy their Thanksgiving meal that's getting ready to happen after watching The Fly. If you haven't seen The Fly and you listen to this, wait till after Thanksgiving dinner to watch it. I'll just say that right now.
or don't watch before.
Yeah. I don't even know about that. I would just wait.
I know I said to put on Reanimator, when instead of the Macy's parade, do Reanimator and The Fly, actually. That's what I meant.
Oh, God. You're not eating that day. Oh, and with that, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Eat lots of food.
Happy
Enjoy your
Thanksgiving.
time with your loved ones. It'll
get
be a
fat.
good time. I am totally, we're talking about it a month ahead, and I'm already hungry for deviled eggs, so it'll all be good. And we will still be current on all the the social media sites, so you can reach us over there. Facebook at Give Me Back My Horror Movies and Give Me Back My Action Movies. Instagram at the same things. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. You can still find all of us there. And we still have everyone over on the network that will be dropping episodes regularly. Pete, it's Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, Monster Movie Stomp Down, Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. So tons of great shows that you can still listen to. And we're still going to be dropping weekly, so it's going to be like we never left. And we'll be right back. So, guys, is there anything else we need to talk about?
Just thank you so much to everyone listening. It means the world, always seeing the world itself light up with new listeners and where that map glows. If you're listening to us on Spotify, don't forget to rate us there. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, don't forget to rate us there. Like, it does mean a lot, and like I'm trying to get us to certain goals at this point. So, and I myself am guilty of like listening to a podcast and forgetting to click the little star button. So I get it. I totally do. But this is why I'm trying to remind people. I always hate saying, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like, it's always felt weird to me. But I also get that's how you do self-promotion. So, but thank you so much. It's humbling.
Our overall on our United States map, I think we're only lacking like 3 states that have it, like North Dakota, Vermont, and I think one more, and I can't remember. It might be Utah. No one in those 3 states have listened to us.
Maybe Utah's
Hawaii.
using a VPN, though.
Yeah. There are a bunch that say unknown, and I'm like, what do you mean it's unknown? That's just weird to me.
Aliens.
That's aliens. You're right. So, yeah, it's always fun to see that. As of this recording, we're just over 6,000 total downloads. You guys are crushing it for us. We appreciate every listen. We appreciate all the interactions. And, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we give thanks for that. And we really appreciate everyone that interacts with us. So, anything else, guys?
All good. Stay safe over the holidays, folks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you drink, please don't drive. Eat lots of food. Pass out in the chair. It's the safest thing to do. And watch The Fly afterwards. All right, Nate. Why don't you get us out of here with a good word, brother?
There was an old lady who swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die.
Now, let's talk about how I get back home.